What's up, my wrinkly little raisins? This is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on The Daily Grind, it is the 7-year anniversary of Warframe, many years of which we did not have forced vacuum, and we were doing just fine. Regardless, as you can see, you gotta log in now to get a free Dex armor set and more. So we're actually gonna go ahead and take a look at that armor set. Then I figured, because of all of the recent changes to the meta, we can go ahead and retest those weapons. Just keep in mind, I have not touched many of these weapons for a while, so we might have to do some changes on the fly. In addition, I know that some people were having issues with the way that I tested things out yesterday. We'll get a little bit more into that when we get into the simulacrum, but we'll be exploring those suggestions today. Now, over the last 7 years, we've shared more memories than you probably have at Nanospores. Now it's time to create new ones. Log in now to receive a free Dex armor set. I was like, I'm gonna butcher this. I tried to record the intro several times and I was like, I just can't get those words out. Plus you can earn weapon slots, as well as Dex weapons and cosmetics from previous anniversaries every weekend in March. Take part in special alerts to earn the following. Anniversary alert number 1, March 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to March 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time? Where's the extra letters come from? Reward the Dex weapon slot and Dex Neutrali Sayandana. How do you pronounce that? Nushali? Listen, I don't know. Anniversary alert number 2 is March 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to March 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen, now they're missing letters. They had additional letters earlier. Why are you changing things? You're trying to confuse me. I'm on Pacific. This means nothing to me. The reward is the Dex Dakra weapon slot and Excalibur Dex skin. If you have not gotten that Excalibur Dex skin, listen, this was not on the plan, but we're gonna look at it in a second because Umbra looks sexy in that. Anniversary number 3 is March 20th, or is March 20 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to March 23rd, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the reward is Dex Cerberus weapon slot and Excalibur Dex Noggle. And then last but not least is anniversary alert number 4, which is March 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to March 30th Eastern Time, and the reward is the Excalibur Dex. Wait, in action, Excalibur Dex, why couldn't it be Dex? Never mind. Action Glyph and Dex Lisette skin. That Lisette skin is actually quite nice as well. 7-year anniversary merch. Listen, at this point in time, we still have Force Vacuum on Titania, so you can read all that shit yourself. I personally don't care. Let's go ahead and jump into game and take a look at the free shit because I ain't paying for anything. Oh, as you can see right now, actually, I can't see it because we're not in, but this is the Dex Armor set that we received. So as you can see, the chest piece is actually quite nice. It's a little bit awkward in shape, if I'm going to be honest with you, but I think that it'll fit a lot. You'll actually notice on Mag, because I did a little bit of work on her to go ahead and show it off as well. It's kind of like got a little bit of a gap on the chest. Speaking of, don't mind my dad jacket. I was at the gym earlier. The shoulder pieces are the weirdest part to me. It's very, very strange. I don't know how I feel about the weird little nodules on the side, but I mean, I guess it kind of goes with like Loki's horns and how they kind of like stick out a bit, so I don't know. But one of my favorite things are these knee pieces. Look at them. They do have a little bit of a gap in them, as you can see right there, but I don't think that that's super duper noticeable. I think they're actually really, really pretty. I love it. Let's take a look at how this looks on Mag real quick, because I did go ahead and pull that for her. As you can see, there's a little bit of a weird gap on the chest right there, which I'm not, I feel like it's a little floaty and weird. Again, speaking of floaty and weird, those are the little arm tassel things. I usually use, of course, my Officium, so it doesn't really clip and it doesn't really get into any of my other, into my Sayandana, so a part of me doesn't mind it so much, but I can see it being a little bit of an issue on other Warframes that you are going to be using bigger, flowier Sayandanas on. Now, before we actually jump into the simulacrum, let's take a quick look, because I've stated this before. I do a lot of looks when it comes to Fashion Frame, but legitimately there are very few that I'm like, oh my god, like that's it. I could never ever change that. I never ever want to do that, but I do want to go ahead and take a quick look. It's here somewhere. Oh no, is it gone? There it is. I saved it. See, notice I saved it. I was like, it's the one thing that I can't change on my Excalibur. Let me get rid of this, what do you call this ephemera real quick so you can see it better. But that is the Dexcalibur skin on Umbra. So as you can see, oh, it's absolutely luscious. So if you guys have not gotten it yet, or if you're a little bit newer, be sure you go ahead and log in on the dates that I went ahead and posted. I'll actually leave a link to the article down in the description box below, just in case you guys need to take a look at that again. But it is beautiful. But while we're here, since we're looking at the Dex skin, let's go ahead and toss on the attachments real quick so that they can match and see how it looks as a full set. Ooh! Oh, I feel like it's still got a little bit of a gap there, but I feel like it layers well with the Umbra. Okay. How does this... It kind of like, it's not terrible. It's kind of like a little bit weird. It's a little bit. Like, they made a choice. They made a fashion choice. I can't agree with every single fashion choice they made. If they'd made this scarfy, like a little bit like scarfy, like Umbra-esque, it would go perfectly with Umbra. So I don't hate it, but the knee pieces, yo, the knee pieces are just like, are the thing. Look at that. Oh, so good. Looks so good. Oh, maybe we should just use this. I was gonna use my Loki, but let's just use this. Let's just stick with this. The weapons won't match whatsoever, but let's go ahead and head into the simulacrum. And I'm gonna do it the way that everybody always bugs me to do it. Just go and use it through Cephalon Samaris, but again, it takes me through Lorunda, which is, you know, the peasant space, and I can't have that in my life too often. But for you guys, and for the anniversary, we'll do it this time around. I'm actually really curious to see, because I feel like with the way the game is moving, they're really trying to, like, move in for player options, except for, you know, forced vacuum. But, you know, with enemies being a little bit weaker, I'm thinking that, you know, more weapons will become feasible. Even, it's not like we need, like... I don't know what to say, because a part of me is like, more weapons will be feasible, but really at the end of the day, there was really nothing all that difficult. So as you can see, let's take a look at the base stats of the Dex Armor real quick so you guys can take a look at it. It's got a good chunk of critical, not as much status, but as you can see, it does lean fairly heavily into slash. So that's something that we can kind of sort of take advantage of a little bit. There's a hotfix inbound. Perfect timing, DE. But as you can see, my current build for it, which is probably what I'm going to end up testing it on, is going to be viral with crit attached. And it's got a little bit of Hunter's Munitions to make use of a forced slash proc. We're going to try this on a Corrupted Bombard, then we're going to go ahead and switch it up for a Heavy Gunner, because a lot of people were saying that, oh, you know, the reason why your results with Radiation Viral were doing so well is because Radiation does have that bonus against alloy armor. So what I want you guys to keep in mind is, and this is why I say that it's a fair criticism, because I went out of my way not to test on Heavy Gunners with Corrosive, because then you would get the armor strip, plus you would get the bonus of the Corrosive Elemental advantage. But you know what? Let's do a fair test. We'll do a little bit on both and see how it all pans out. So this, again, is a one... Oh, well, hello. Well, hello there. Well, hello there, Dex Armor. Good to see you again. So, Viral, like I said, is very, very, very strong at the moment. I do have, you know, feelings in my throat. That's not the right term. I can feel it in my throat. That's not the right term either. Listen, I have a feeling they're gonna change and alter it a little bit, because it is quite powerful. But if you're looking to use it, and I know if you're paying attention, but if you look at that muzzle flash, it's a little Lotus. It's a pretty little Lotus, right? Now let's go ahead and swap it up and use that on a, what is it called? On a Heavy Gunner, because I know you guys are curious about that. But what I will say is this isn't using radiation. It's clearly the fact that, Viral is very, very strong. Like, I'm fully aware that this is a pure viral weapon, but as you can see... Like, viral is strong. Sure, viral radiation may have made my testing look a little bit like, wow, that's really, really powerful. But really, the GOAT is viral. And because of the fact that viral takes toxin and cold into account, that's gonna kind of, oh my god, I can't think and shoot at the same time. I can't think and shoot at the same time. The viral is gonna take away the toxin from the corrosive combo. So at the end of the day, viral is more of a well-rounded element at this point in time. I'm not saying that it's going to be, you know, like after DE, you know, goes through and does some balancing passes, I'm not sure that's gonna be where it lands. But as you can see, this weapon is still performing. Is it performing better than the Bombard? No, but it still is performing quite well. So I'm gonna say that's a yay for the Dex Armor. We're keeping that build. Stop deploying hotfixes in the middle of my videos. Move the thing. I can't read. So as you can see, we have the Dex Furious. This one is up next. The critical chance on this is 14%, and then we have a status of 28%. So this is really going to show off where it shines. This one leans a little bit more into to puncture. Gladly, not so much into impact, because I actually have been having some issues with impact knocking back enemies super duper far. I'm not sure what the build I have is on this, so we'll go ahead and check that out real quick. It does look like I'm using corrosive. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one corrosive. We're going to leave that on for now, and we're going to go ahead and test it on, we'll test it on the Bombard first, and then we'll test it on the Bombard first, then we'll test it on the Heavy Gunner. Then we'll go back and we'll adjust it for viral and see if that outperforms this. You really need to move this thing. Jeezy Pete's. All right. So here we're going in with a little bit of corrosive against the Bombard. Okay, number one, that impact really needs to go to hell. It really. Can we just have, like, a perma stagger? Now, in previous incarnations of this, because I've used this before and I quite like it, one of the things that I do need to point out is you were able to strip off armor before, and it did feel like it performed way better previous to this. Let's go ahead and try that on a Heavy Gunner right now. I don't feel like I really need to do a second round on that to kind of display what we saw. Let's see if it feels like it performs better on that now, because everybody was like, oh, well, it's gonna perform better on a Heavy Gunner. I feel like it does a little bit, but it's still not great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it does a little bit. It definitely, this feels like it does take advantage of it a little bit more, but I also don't feel like it feels that great. Let's do it one more time. Okay, come on. Okay, you know what? It feels better on a Heavy Gunner. It does. That one just took one single clip. Now let's go ahead and swap it over to viral and see how that feels in the scope of things. And let's see if there's anything else that we can, you know, fuck around when it comes to this build. Because I feel like the crit mix, the crit status mix is pretty sexy, and I don't really want to fuck with that. So let's do this. And then let's go ahead and take a look at how it performs. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's keep it to the Bombard again first, and then let's move along and make sure that, let's see. Wow, that grammar sentence was not there good. Okay, this feels a lot better on the Bombard than it did earlier. It almost feels like it performs as good on the Bombard with oh my god, the grammar is gone. It almost feels like it performs as good as the corrosive version of this performed on the Heavy Gunner. I hope that makes sense. You know what I mean? Oh, we got a jumper. Oh, but that impact makes me angry though. That impact really does make me very, very angry. I've never been fond of Blast, just so that you guys are aware, and I feel like Impact is now Blast. And it's like, Impact wasn't fantastic before, but it's now even worse. So there's that. Let's go ahead and swap it on over to the heavy gunner. See if it holds. I feel like corrosive might outpace this one again on a heavy gunner. But let's be real. I don't think that it's going to be terrible on a heavy gunner either. That's something to make note of. I don't think it's going to be terrible on a heavy gunner. Okay, come on. Yeah. I hate that not... I actually feel like it performs almost. Oh, no. It's hard to judge because of the knockdown. Because if we could, we could pause the AI. We could pause the AI on it. Damn it. Rob, you should have thought about that earlier. Let's pause it because literally the knockdowns on impact are just really, really fucking it up. Don't you... I guess that didn't do anything. Corrosive definitely looks like it performs better on this, but again, I do feel like the impact knockdowns are making it appear a little bit worse than it is. So if we're just talking about pure, what do you call this? Pure viral versus pure corrosive, like clearly, of course, the heavy gunners are doing better with the corrosive because you do get the armor strip. But as you can see right here, I mean, it's still not terrible on that. What if we do... Is there anything that we could sub out for this? No, there's... we could sub out an... Let's sub out an... Oh, I guess I can't. I guess that's got to be Auger Pack. Well, anybody who can slot in that third one and let me know if, like, maybe a Firal. I don't know if you guys have heard. That's kind of like the one... You know what? Let's give it a shot. We're going to go with the Firal setup. So if you guys did not know what a Firal setup is, it's kind of like the new term, Fire and Viral, because you get the armor strip, and in addition to that, you also get the viral damage. So you can kind of mix those two. Let's play with that real quick on this to see how it performs, and see if it feels any better. Because, sometimes the armor's still there. The armor's still an issue. We're talking about level 170s, right? So, let's see. I fucked it up. I fucked up the combination so bad there. Alright, let's fix it real quick. Oh my god. There, that should fix it. Alright, that should be viral. Let's go ahead and kill this dude real quick. Do it again. We can unpause because clearly the pausing did nothing for us. The pausing did nothing for us. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I think viral is the new meta. We want to go with fire and viral. Like, corrosive, I mean, like, it was nice knowing you, but I feel like corrosive got broken up with, and, like, now it's like, we might see you at the occasional friends of a friend's party, but, we're not inviting you to the main get-togethers anymore. We're friends with Viral now. We're going to hang out. Fire and Viral have gotten together, and, you're on the outs. I'm sorry. No longer corrosive and fire. That's just, it's not a thing. We're on to bigger, and we're on to better. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed real quick. Oh, no, because the shoulder pads block it. Oh, damn, these shoulder pads. These should also have a Lotus. Hold on, we're going to take off these damn shoulder pads. This should also have a Lotus, this should also have a Lotus, flash gun. You know what I mean? The flash. Wait, they don't have it anymore? Or maybe it's just too fast. Maybe I'm just shooting so fast that you can't see them anymore. They should be there. And if not, DE fix it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Dex Armor. As you can see right here, it's got a critical chance of 16%. It has a status chance of 24%, however, and it is leaning heavy into Slash. Now, my specific build on this, of course, is using Viral, but let's see if maybe we need to make it Viral. Who knows? Let's go ahead and drop that heavy gunner. We'll go ahead and test it on a bombard real quick, and then we'll go ahead and swap it up with a little bit of heavy gunner action. We need a name for our heavy gunners. I didn't even take a look at what build I'm running on this. I mean, it did okay, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think that that knocked my socks off. And maybe we should take a quick look at the build real quick to make sure that I didn't, like, generally fuck this up. Oh, no. I've got, like, Relentless Combination on there. I've even got all that. What else? What could I possibly be missing? 16%, it is arguable that we could go ahead and toss in something along the lines of a... Let's drop this. Because that's just attack speed. Why do I have a Prime Fury and that? Was that necessary? Did I go off? Did I go off? I did. You crazy. We dropped that and we'll go ahead and put in, what is it called? Blood Rush. Let's just see how that all pans out. See if that feels any better at all, because it felt it didn't feel great. Is this my favorite one? Is it? No, it's Crossing Snakes too. Alright, let's give it a shot. That somehow feels the same. That somehow maybe feels the same. I don't know. Let's go ahead and use a combo that I'm normally used to, because that one is not my favorite. I'm looking at Carving Mantis being my favorite. So let's try that one more time, see how it feels, because right now I'm not super impressed. I felt like it was pretty good before, but I just don't know now. I don't know. I think maybe it was carried by I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not 150% impressed. Maybe we can see if there's any room for fire in there. Maybe we can drop that Relentless Combination. And we can... Oh, do we even have space for it? God damn it. God damn it. You know, we gotta make okays. We gotta make some trade outs real quick. Let's pretend I don't have that in there. Let's go ahead and do Prime Fury, drop this, and let's do a little fire roll. Let's see if fire roll makes a world of difference. If it really does improve things in a big way. And if it does, then that's what we're gonna end up going with. I need to finish my sentences. Because it'll work with condition overload too. I feel like it looked better. But there was a ground finisher in there, so I'm not 100% sure. Yo, these last ones are giving me some trouble, you guys. And we're really just modding on the fly at this moment. Ooh, this impact, though, is like, come back here and die! I hate it. I hate it. I hate impact so much more now than I ever have, and I think that DE needs to do something. Like, I've heard some really good suggestions based on a stagger, based on a disarm maybe, like things along those lines. I mean, it feels better. I can't say that it is better. It's a little bit hard to judge when enemies are getting knocked around, but let's go ahead and give the heavy gunners a shot and see if that feels any better at all. And then you guys can, you know, decide for yourselves whether you feel like it's something worth It's for some reason I felt better about it before these recent changes, but now it just doesn't feel as good in my opinion. But that could just be me, you know, remembering the good old days as being better than they were. Except, you know, back then we didn't have forced vacuum, so I don't know. I feel like those were some good days. Regardless, these are the decks. Wait, isn't there was there lotuses? They showed images of this with a lotus somewhere at one point in time, and I'm not seeing any lotuses anywhere. Were there lotuses? I don't see any lotus effects. Why aren't there any lotus effects? Listen, I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the fact that I'm not seeing any blatant lotus effects. No ground slams. Not in that ground slam. I don't see it in the heavy attack. Maybe when, you know, Melee 3.0 actually finishes, we'll see the full gamut of it. But regardless, those are all of the things that we're going to be taking a look at. Are you guys really that interested in looking at the Lisette skin? Fuck it, we're here. We're here, we might as well. Let's go into the Orbiter real quick, and then let's go ahead and check out that Lisette skin. The Noggle, y'all can figure that out yourself. The Syandana is really not that great, so I'm not putting it on. I just, like, I'm aware. Let's take a look at this real quick. And we've got the, oh my god, I'm gonna fuck this up. Railjack profile, where is it? Intrinsics, I don't know where it is because I never changed my shit anymore. Mods, abilities, orbiter. Orbiter? Where is it? Landing craft, there you go. Customize landing craft. So this is what the Dex Lisette skin looks like, and it's actually very, very nice. I actually really, really like it. So I will strongly, highly suggest making sure that you're there for that day if you missed out on it. It's very pretty. It's not as good as the Lisette Prime, but you know what? If you feel like you need that in your life, you can go ahead and do it. And now I feel guilted that I need to show off that stupid Dex Armor, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. There it is. And it's all in its mediocre grace. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and end it now. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Also, let me know down in the comments below if there are any other suggestions for testing, anything else that you want to see. I also am going to be streaming Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I can go ahead and take some requests there if you guys wanted to see anything tested live. We've already done a whole lot of it on some of my previous streams, but that about does it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and happy anniversary. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye! Remove force vacuum.